What's up guys, Aaron here, back with another video. In today's video we're going to be doing the full review of the Samsung Gear VR headset. Samsung has really taken the lead in terms of innovation, and the Gear VR headset is a great example of how they're looking to not only make their current devices better, but also create new products and new categories such as virtual reality. Before we get into the review portion of the video, let's take a closer look at the device itself. We're first going to start off on what would be the right side of the device if you have it on your head. And it is the portion of the headset that you're mainly going to be interacting with. So right here we have our strap that's fully adjustable. And this is going to be the main spot where you interact with the device. So mainly you're going to be swiping up, down, left, and right. Right here's your dedicated back button. And as you can see, on the front portion of the black section is where our volume up and down buttons are. Now on the bottom of the device we have a very nice cutout for your nose. We also have a little bit of information regarding your specific model. And this angle also gives you a very good look at the included sweat guard that's velcroed in. And it also comes with an additional one, so if it ever gets worn out you can just swap it out for the new one. On both sides you can see that we have a very nice rotating strap and rotating mechanism in there. Now although the device is mainly plastic, it's extremely well built. You can also get a good look at just how thick the cushioning is and support is for your head. And you can also see the bottom connections for the front plate in 3 different locations. Now on the back we have this very soft plastic piece that says Gear VR. And as you can see, this is the portion that does house the cushion and pad that's going to be supporting the back of your head. And it is made out of a neoprene type of material. As you can see, it has little holes and indentions inside of it all around. And this specific material is perfect for this type of device, as this is a breathable material. Now on the top we have a very nice plastic design, and you can actually take this whole piece off and you don't need to even use this if you don't want to. So you could just use this just with the actual front goggles, and you could say it would look more like a pair of goggles if you just use this and the back section. So once again, you couldn't completely take this off if you wanted to. In fact, it's extremely simple to do, so let's go ahead and do it. Let me go ahead and show you. All you need to do is unvelcro that piece, and this piece just snaps out just like that. And located in the bottom right hand corner is our proximity sensor, which is actually going to let the headset know that we have it on our head. As you can see, it has somewhat of a lined pattern in the inside as well. There's also an added piece of cushioning along the nose strip. At the top of the device we have our strap to connect our headband as well as our focus wheel. And on the left side of the device it says Gear VR and powered by Oculus. Next, let's go ahead and pop off the front plate and take a closer look at how it looks inside. So in the immediate front of the device we have our male micro USB connector, which is going to connect to our Note 4 and initiate the actual VR process. This does have a very nice swivel connection to it too. On the right side, as you would expect, is where the top of the Note 4 is going to slide into. You also get 8 rubber guards included to help ensure no scratches on the display of the Note 4, as it will be placed face down. As you can see, we have somewhat of a cutout here that the Note 4 actually slides into as well. Now the actual lenses that come with the unit are extremely high quality. They don't look cheap like the old viewfinders that you might have had as a kid. But as you can see, it's extremely well crafted. The lenses, once again, are extremely well made. They're sitting in there pretty recessed, so I don't expect them to crack unless you don't take care of your equipment. Now I'm not actually going to play the Gear VR headset in this full review video. However, if you are interested in seeing my first reaction, I will have that video linked down below. However, I am going to show you the installation process. So of course you have your female micro USB connector at the bottom of your Note 4, and you have a male micro USB connector here on the Gear VR. So what you do is go ahead and just slide it inside like if you were charging the device. As you can see, it snaps right in. Then you just reinstall your faceplate, which, by the way, is installable either way. Now that we've gotten more familiar with the device, let's begin the review portion of the video by first covering the things that I don't like about the device, or the cons of the device. Then we'll talk about the things that I do like, or basically the pros of the device. The first thing that I don't like about the Gear VR is it only works with the Note 4. Now I think this would be 5 or even 10 times more of a hit and success if it was compatible with more smartphones. And I'm also a little disappointed in the fact that the device does not work with the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge. Now I know the Note Edge adds a little bit of an edge screen, so of course it's not the same dimensions. However, the type of people that purchase the Note Edge are the type of people that like the latest and greatest technology and will probably be willing to try this headset. So as the owner of a Galaxy Note Edge, I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't work in the Gear VR headset. Now just imagine, I know it's not too much higher on the PPI count, but it is higher, which makes the two displays questionable on which one's better. Now the next thing that I don't like is that every now and then the lens fog up. Now this isn't a huge deal, as this rarely happens, as it usually only happens if the Gear VR was left in a cold spot, and once you attach them to your face, the device and the lenses somewhat absorb your body heat. However, after the initial use, I didn't have any issues with the lens fogging. The next thing that I don't like is that the Note 4 gets hot. Now, in all my tests that I ran, the device never got hot enough to shut down. However, I have heard other people stating that the Note 4 does exactly that, gets too hot and does shut down. Now, to me, that's not a big deal. Once again, I didn't have that issue. And also, if I'm watching something so long that my Note 4 is actually getting hot, and once again, that is going to be something that has to be longer than a movie, because I've watched a full movie and my Note 4 was perfectly fine. So I would say that the only way that the Note 4 would actually get hot is maybe if you're going from 100% charge all the way down to draining it down to nothing. That would probably take somewhere around 5, 6, maybe even 7 hours of straight usage, which I would recommend taking it off and taking a break anyways from having it on that long. So once again, the heat issue wasn't an issue for me, and to be honest, if you're using it the correct way and the correct fashion, it shouldn't be an issue for you either. The next thing that I don't like is the compatibility issue with future devices. If the Galaxy S6 or the Galaxy Note 5 aren't compatible with the Gear VR, that would mean that I would have to keep the Note 4 just so the Gear VR will be usable. Now, to some people that might not be a big deal. However, to someone like myself who sells their old devices in order to get the new device, I can see that as being a definite problem. The next thing that I don't like is that you can't install the Note 4 into the Gear VR headset with a case installed. Now, if you're someone who doesn't use cases on a normal basis, then that's not a big deal. However, I personally use a OtterBox Defender Series case on my Note 4, which is incredibly less than ideal to be taken on and off. Now, if you're that type of person that uses a screen protector, a normal one or a tempered glass one, you'll be happy to know that you are able to still use that. The next thing that I don't like is the eye strain. When I first put it on, my eyes felt a little strange, and after removing the Gear VR, my eyes had to adjust back into the normal environment. However, that is something that is expected when you're placing your device 3 to 5 inches in front of your eyes. Now, with all the things that I don't like out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the things that I do like. The first thing that I like is the price. The Gear VR headset costs $199, which I think is a great price point. And I think that's the biggest reason why Google Glass hasn't been widely adopted, and that is their ridiculous price point. Google Glass costs $1,500 without additional accessories, which is ridiculous for a product that hasn't been widely adopted yet, and also for a product that's still in beta. With that being said, the $199 price point for the Gear VR is exactly where it should be priced. The next thing that I like is the wow factor. And I don't mean the wow factor of how good you look in them, but rather the wow factor for the person using it. Now, the first time I put on the Gear VR headset, I was absolutely blown away, and I couldn't stop saying wow, which hence is the wow factor. Now, the experience you get is absolutely incredible. I can't portray enough to you guys with words how cool and absolutely mind-blowing this is to view. You feel like you're wearing a device of the future, and the experience and overall build quality of the Gear VR feels like it should be a $1,000 device. So once again, the wow factor for this device is absolutely off the chart. The next thing that I like is that Samsung chose to team up with Oculus, who has tons of experience in virtual reality, rather than Samsung trying to create their own VR device. The combination of the Note 4 screen, the build quality of the Gear VR headset itself, and the Oculus software is an unmatched combination. The next thing that I like is even though you can't actually wear the Gear VR headset with prescription glasses on, the included focus wheel will allow someone who normally uses prescription glasses to adjust the focus ring located on the top of the Gear VR and switch it to accommodate people with both nearsighted or farsighted eye problems, which I think was an incredibly smart feature for Samsung and Oculus to include. The next thing that I like is the ability to plug in headphones. Now, as you can see, not only is the headphone port accessible, but there's also a spot for your headphone jack to actually slide in, even when the front plate is attached. So once again, the ability to use headphones with the Gear VR headset is definitely a nice touch. Now, we've talked about the design and the hardware and a little bit about my thoughts on the unit. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the software. The Gear VR literally surrounds you with virtual video, images, and games in a full 360-degree immersive environment. Now, the Galaxy Note 4's amazing screen and processor makes it all possible. Samsung's industry-leading Super AMOLED display technology and cutting-edge Oculus-driven software fused to create an experience that you have to see to believe. With this Gear VR Innovator Edition, users can explore new worlds, be on stage at performances with full 360-degree video, and can enjoy gaming in a way that's never been done before, all with just your Galaxy Note 4 and the Gear VR Innovator Edition. You can navigate through virtual worlds and select content with a combination of head movement and touch controls. You can download a helicopter tour, a superhero's lair, a futuristic sports arena, and trip back in time. Games take video gaming to a completely new level with fully immersive virtual reality that tracks your head motion so you feel like you're actually inside the game. Now in terms of the packaging of the contents, the Gear VR Innovator Edition set comes with the unit itself, the carrying case, replacement face cushioning, a lens cloth, a 16GB micro SD card loaded with starter content, your warranty statement, as well as your user manual. Now once again, in terms of controls, we have our touchpad, a dedicated back button, a focus adjustment wheel, our volume keys, and a phone lock button. Applications for the Gear VR can be downloaded from the Oculus Store. The Oculus Store is downloaded automatically at the time of your device setup while following on-screen prompts. Now the Gear VR gives you a 96-degree field of view. The sensors located in the device include an accelerometer, a gyrometer, a geomagnetic sensor, as well as a proximity sensor. Now our motion to photon latency is 20 milliseconds, and our focal adjustment once again covers nearsighted or farsighted eyes. Now once again, keep in mind that the Galaxy Note 4 is required for the Gear VR headset to work. The virtual tour that the Gear VR takes you on is absolutely amazing and just stunning. When it comes to 360 photos, cinema, and 360 videos, it's absolutely stunning as well. And if you want to, you can also join the dev community and help become a mobile VR developer. And lastly, my final thoughts. The Samsung Gear VR headset is a huge step in the right directions in terms of virtual reality. Now there's a pass-through function on the device that lets you look through the Gear VR as if they were glasses, which I think could be the first layer and foundation of both consumer VR as well as consumer augmented reality. Now the Gear VR headset is perfectly priced at $199 and has also brought about a whole new reason for 2K and 4K smartphone displays. Now the biggest argument up to this point about a 4K display or a super high resolution display on a smartphone was that you couldn't really tell the difference between anything over 350 or 400 ppi unless you were pretty much holding the device up to your face, which now the device is up to 3 to 5 inches away from your face. So I'm extremely excited to see some of these high resolution and 4K displays that come out in the future. I think it's going to go perfectly in hand with virtual reality. Now once again, keep in mind that you can only use this with a Note 4, so that does extremely limit the people that are able to purchase this device and experience the Gear VR headset. Now of course there are other virtual reality headsets out there such as the Oculus Rift, but in terms of the Samsung Gear VR, it only works with the Note 4. So in my opinion, if you own a Note 4, then you're one of the limited few that are able to actually use this device. So why not? It's only $200, which in my opinion is impulse buying territory. So I can't stress enough, if you own a Note 4, then why not purchase this awesome toy? The Gear VR is incredibly comfortable to wear, and I see Samsung and Oculus spending a lot of time on this device in the future in regards to such things as future updates as well as future app development. The Gear VR steps watching movies and playing games up to a whole nother immersive level. So with that being said, I give the Samsung Gear VR a complete 10 out of 10 and the Review the Best seal of approval. And I can't stress enough to you guys how much I highly recommend this to anyone out there who owns a Galaxy Note 4. Now if you have any questions that you would like for me to answer about the Samsung Gear VR headset, be sure to leave them down in the comments section below. I've uploaded a detailed unboxing video and also a how to set up the Gear VR headset video, which I will have linked down below as well. Let me know down in the comments section what other videos you would like to see me cover with the Samsung Gear VR, and I'll try to get to those videos as soon as possible. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for me in this video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button, and you will be notified in your inbox every time I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this content, let me know by leaving a thumbs up down below and leaving a comment down in the comment section. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Aaron, and I'll see you guys on the next one.